What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Steep Stuff Podcast. I'm your host, James Lariello, and I'm joined today by someone truly special to the Colorado Springs and Front Range trail running community, the 2024 Pikes Peak Marathon Champion and Bar Trail Mountain Race podium finisher, none other than Sarah Kushner. Sarah was kind enough to come on the podcast to help tell her story. It was fun to get to talk to her just about her running journey, like where she's kind of, from a collegiate level at Baylor University all the way to her trail running career and what she's been up to now. Most recently competing at Broken Arrow in the 46K, trying to earn herself a spot on the Team USA for the short trail. It was fun to talk to her also about community service. Sarah is very active in the community. She is a member with me on the Pikes Peak Marathon Pikes Peak Marathon and Ascent Board of Directors. So it was good to chat about that as well. Just a fun episode. Sarah is amazing for the community and just what she does. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a special one. So without further ado, none other than Sarah Kushner.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Sarah Kushner, welcome to the Steep Stuff Podcast. How's it going?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Good. I almost called you Sarah Gould for a second. I was like, I was like, Sarah Gould Kushner, Sarah Kushner. We got it. All right, there we go. How's it? This has been a long time coming. I feel like we've been meaning to have this conversation for literally over a year now. We've kind of planned it to do in person as well, but I think the camera feature, that way we can, do something like this, I think is fun. So we'll do an in-person one at like Colorado Running Company soon, but I think this is a good origin story podcast or something to get us going.
Yeah, thank you for persevering and being patient. So I appreciate your you continuing to invite me to get with my calendar. So thank you.
No, I'm so glad we're able to do this. How's the summer season going for you? How's everything going so far?
It's been fun. Yeah, I can't believe it's already almost August. I think that's kind of crazy, but yeah, it's been a good season so far. We I talk about Lee a lot. My husband and I race a lot of the same stuff, but a big race was Broken Arrow in June, and then kind of doing some like other local races, kind of some shorter stuff in between that, and then I think my next big one will be at Mammoth in September. But yeah, it's been really fun. I feel like it's always great when like the trails dry out, of course, at the beginning of the summer, and you can kind of get to higher altitudes and do some different routes that you haven't been able to for several months. So definitely been enjoying that. And this weather's been pretty toasty here in Denver. So we're getting some good heat training as well.
Oh my gosh, I feel like it's even worse. Yeah, it's worse for you guys because you're a little further north. And the springs has been rough, like 80s, but like anytime it's an 80-degree day in the springs, it's a 90-degree day in Denver. So
yeah. Yeah, you guys have a bit better climate. I know. I try not to look at it too much. My parents live down there still, and every time I look down, I'm like, oh, I wish I was still there sometimes. But yeah, it's okay.
We'll talk. We'll get into training. I'll save that for part of the convo. But I want to, when we get started, I want to maybe give me the 5-minute elevator pitch, because you've got so much history around not just Pikes Peak, but just like this area, this region. And I had no idea you went to college with Rachel T. So I find that so crazy. All right, so let's do the 5-minute the 5-minute elevator pitch on your background and your history with running and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like going back, I always talk about this. I feel like when people ask about how I started with running, but going back to childhood, I grew up in Colorado Springs, and we lived by Garden of the Gods. So my dad would push my twin and I in a double jogger through the garden. So I think that's kind of a cool start and exposure to the sport, and even just the trails of Colorado Springs and trail running in general. But so started that way. And then I think for me, that started myself really running in like middle school into high school. I went to Cheyenne Mountain High School. It's in Colorado Springs. And then went to Baylor and with Rachel and a lot of other good runners. And I walked on there. So very grateful to get to go there. I kind of chose the school because of my major that I wanted to pursue was there. And then a bigger school atmosphere. I love that it's, Baptist as well. Faith's important to me, but the coach let me walk on. So that was a huge, like, deciding factor for me. Being able to go down to Texas and race there and run there. And I didn't always make the varsity team, but I did get a few several races over the years that got to travel and do some fun things, race at conference meets and things like that. So loved that. And I think that honestly was a huge, a huge step for me in my confidence level with running. Just even though I was not like at all in like the top group most of the time, it was just like something that I felt more confident with. Like, I know how to train. Like, I was training with, some of the best, and like, Rachel's one of them, and just gave me confidence moving forward that like, yeah, you can still toe the line with people that, may beat you or whatever, but at least you're like showing up and you have the background to know how to train. And after school, I think after college, I started to pursue like longer distances and things. And that was really helpful for me because I just don't have a lot of like short speed, like ever in my life. So it's nicer to be able to just like go further and just try to maintain, what I have for that longer distance. So I think that's kind of why I started like doing more like marathoning, stuff like that, a lot of road running after college. I think a lot of people transition that way, and then more into trail in recent years. And I really enjoyed that because I just feel like it's not so focused on pace and things. It's more, like so variable. You don't always know like what times are realistic or like even placement wise, but it's fun to just kind of like grind and then just try to like pick people off, basically, is what I kind of enjoy instead of being so focused on the clock and pace. But yeah, I would say, I don't know if that's 5 minutes, but that's kind of my background of running, I would say.
No, I love it. I love it. Let's talk Baylor, just because like I never let anybody get away without asking the question about like your college experience, right? Like I've had a lot of D1 athletes on this podcast, and how was your experience? Like, was it a positive one? Was it a negative one? I know a lot of just folks in general struggle. It seems to be very split 50-50. It's either a really positive experience or a really negative one. How was yours?
Yeah, I would say I'm on the really positive side. I think probably because I had no pressure, right? Like I'm not, someone who's scoring for the team. And so I think for me, it was kind of like, just go out there and try to like push hard and, try to pick off maybe some of those like 6, 7, 5, position runners. But I don't think I had as much pressure as a lot of them. And I think even just like coming in, it's not like I had a scholarship going there. So it's not like I had to run certain times to maintain that. So, I really loved it. Coach Harbour was the coach at the time when I was there, and he just was so kind. I think I feel so like grateful that he even let me be on the team. So made a lot of great friends. I think we had a lot of great girls there at the time, and just really fun to have a group to belong to immediately upon starting school. So I look back on that and I loved it. Like I wouldn't have traded it, and just Oh, I always kind of think back to it, and I still keep in touch with a lot of the girls from the team, and we go to each other's weddings, and we track each other. Now a lot of people are having babies or things like that, and some of us are still racing, so it's kind of fun. But yeah, I loved my experience.
So cool. What distance? Like, what did you specialize in for track?
Track, I did steeplechase, which basically because no one else wanted to do that. Rach actually did that too, and she was clearly way better, but I loved that. It was just so weird, like going over, I'd never hurdled before. So going over like barriers, practicing that into the water was always interesting. And then even just like, practicing some hurdle stuff, it was just kind of fun. And I didn't have enough like speed to do just like a straight 5K. And then even the 10K, like they start off, even just so fast in that. So yeah, I just kind of picked up steeplechase and loved that. So,
It's
and I feel like a lot of trail runners do steeplechase, it seems like. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's like everybody. It's so interesting. Like I literally have recently had this conversation with Allie Mack, like as to why like so many steeplers are so good. Like it's like literally a 1-to-1 match. Like you guys, I don't know any steepler that comes over that doesn't do good in trails, which is really interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
is kind of funny.
Heart rate, your proprioception of like the way you can jump. I don't know. Like what do you think it is that like why you guys are so good?
Yeah. I feel like to do steeplechase, you have to have like some grit, I think, and just like a little bit extra like mental toughness. Like I remember us doing like workouts like alongside, like we'd be like lane by lane, and my lane would have like hurdles, or Rach and my lane would have hurdles, and then like the other people would have like no barrier, and we would like still try to keep up with it. I just kind of, I don't know. I think like I feel like it's a different mindset, kind of, and like we like the challenge, maybe. I don't know, something less than like ideal. I don't know.
So cool. Yeah, I just find it's perplexing and really neat how like everyone just seems to do so well. What all right, so you're out of college. What was the first trail race that you jumped into?
Ooh. I think when I went to PT school, I did one up in Minnesota, and I'm trying to remember what that was called. Oh, it might not come to me, but I think aside from that one-off, I did I think probably like Pikes Peak Ascent, honestly. I did that pretty young. I can't remember exactly what year, sorry, but yeah, I think that was probably my first trail race. Or I did a lot of like, at the time they had like they called it the Triple Crown of Running. Now it's the, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Now it's Garden to Peak for Pikes Peak series. But
I should know that.
Yeah, I know. I was like, you could help me on that. But they used to have a race called the Summer Roundup, and that was in Bear Creek Park. And it was kind of like similar distance to what Bar Trail mountain race is now. I think it was like 12-ish miles, but not like up, just straight up and straight down. So I did that a few times too when I was younger. And that, it's pretty rolly, pretty hilly there in Bear Creek in Colorado Springs. So I think that was my first trail race.
That's interesting. All right. So I knew that there was another race, but I didn't, like, Mark Tatum and I were talking about this on the podcast long ago, and he couldn't remember it. And I was like, oh, I always wanted to know what it was. So the Summer Roundup. Thank you for
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. So let's talk training. Let's talk racing. Let's talk you. You're the defending 2024 Pikes Peak Marathon Champion. Just pretty cool.
Thank you.
Obviously, it was a little bit of a shorter course last year, but like, how does that feel for me to say that? Like, Pikes Peak defending champion, like, that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's it just makes it's very kind of you to mention that. But yeah, it's kind of odd. Still, I'm like, wait, I am. I think that was like such a big like dream that seemed so far off always. So to like have won last year was just like truly a dream come true, and just so shocking. I think there's like pictures of me like crying at the finish line, tears of joy, because I just, it was just such a huge goal of mine. But yeah, it was kind of a bummer that they had to shorten the course, or the race. It was like half of what it would have been. But so there's still always a little bit of like doubt. It's like, oh, would I have still won had it been the whole thing? And I just choose to, my family's always like, yes, you would have, just choose to say yes, like Sarah, yes, it's okay. You can like let that go. But yeah, I think regardless, it was short, whatever. I was, I ran the fastest that day with that course. So I just have to kind of believe that like that would have happened if it was longer, and be thankful for the day that I got to have out there. Yeah.
I wouldn't even, what I think the thing too is like, I think people forget like how many, like it really got into a lot of folks' heads that it was a shortened course. So I almost feel like it was a harder challenge in a lot of ways, because you had to run it like a BTMR as opposed to like going to the top and down. So you could argue in some ways that it might have been even like a harder challenge in a lot of ways.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll look at it that way, because that is true. Like it was a lot faster, and you didn't have a lot of time to just kind of like, hold back or anything like that. I remember like at the beginning, like going uphill, I had to just be like, okay, I've been working a lot on like pacing with my coach. She's like, I think you go out too fast for you, and like you need to like chill for a bit. And because I think she's like, I think you spike your heart rate like immediately, and then it like never comes down. So I didn't think I was going out fast in my past, but I am or have been. And so that day I was like, okay, you need to just be patient. And I think that's hard, especially since it was shorter. But yeah, just kind of like letting some people go out in front of me and kind of like leave me in a way. And then just kind of like chip away as we climbed. So that it definitely paid off that day, but it definitely took a little bit of like self-control because it's a little, panicky trying to like just let people like go out of your sight and hope that they'll come back to you. But yeah, it worked out. Praise God.
So crazy. And you're a better descender than you are climber. I think you would say you would probably agree with, right?
I think opposite.
You are opposite. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I've been working a lot on the descent. I think that day I was just like, we just got to go. And you just like kind of like put everything like fear out of your mind. But I think in the past, like, yeah, I think I'm better at climbing and I like it more. I think it's more fun to just kind of like grind and get after. I feel like coming down a lot of times I'll get kind of like complacent. I'll get kind of like not lazy, but I just kind of like relax a little bit too much and like step off the gas. And so I've been trying to work on that too. Just like keep pressing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird skill because it's like I almost feel like the climbs are more engaging, but descending for me is just not as mentally engaging. So I will tend to do the same thing. It's difficult to like stay mentally there the entire time. I feel like that's a learned skill. I don't know.
I think especially if you're like gapped. I don't know if that's how you feel too, but if like you're gapped, you can't see who's in front of you, or if you're in front, but like if you can't see anybody, you can't hear anybody behind, it's kind of like, okay, I think I'm fine. And then like someone comes up behind you and you're like, oh, great. So
here we go.
Love that. Love that.
Do you think now that you've climbed the proverbial mountain, you got your championship, do you think you'll ever go back, or do you think you're going to take time off? Like, I know you're going to Mammoth this year, so I know this year's out, but like, do you think in the future you'd ever go back?
I think so. And I think that's why I wanted to go to Mammoth this year, because I think if I just knew like, okay, if I'm ever going to go, this is the year just to go like try something different and like experience that race. I've heard a lot of good things. And so I wanted to do that this year, but I definitely will be back. Yeah. I think I've raced on the peak like 8 times in 10 years, maybe. And so that's almost every year. And I just love it. I think growing up, like looking at that mountain, I think it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I'll do the ascent the next time or the full marathon or whatever, but yeah, I'll be back. It's just such a fun course. And I think it's like very runnable terrain. And I love getting up like that much vert, just straight up is amazing to me. So you got to race that sometime.
It's on the list. Yeah,
okay.
Probably. Honestly, I think maybe next year. I don't know. Now that my season got totally derailed, I'm like kind of like, oh, I'm just going to do everything next year and just hope for the best.
Yeah, it's all happening. It's all happening.
Everything. I feel like I have to be there next year. Kathy asked me on Friday. She was like at the Bar Trail thing. She's like, so are you going to be around this year? I was like, I hate to tell you this, but I'm probably going to be at a Cirque Series race. Sorry.
That's okay. You already planned that. Next year.
Next year. I feel like one of these, it's like a weirder thing. I don't know how you do like with this and like Christina and others, but like everybody lives in this area, right? So it's almost like it's a hometown race. So I almost feel like pressure, like real pressure. Oh yeah. So, and I'm like, I'm not ready to answer that question yet. Like, I don't really I've never really run a time. Like I've run time trials to Bar Trail or to Bar Camp, but I've never run one to the peak. I might do one this summer. Like once I start getting like fit again, just to see. But yeah. I
mean, it's such an awesome trail to just have access like so like close to where you live. And but I could see, I mean, I think especially for Christina, there's a lot of pressure because she's like always training on that mountain. But I also think it gives local people an advantage too, because it's like they know every turn and every rock and every,
Sure.
So I think that's helpful, but I get what you mean. You're like, I know everybody racing almost. And
yeah, it's weird. It's a weird, I don't know. It's like, you could spin it positively or you could spin it negatively. It's interesting.
Totally.
All right, I want to ask you, been meaning to ask you about this in training. So you live in Denver. Do you get out on trails a lot or do you do a lot of your training on roads?
Yeah, I feel like my husband and I were just talking about this the other day. I think I mean, no, mostly road. We live in like Wash Park area, so that's like kind of central, like in the city, not too far from downtown, a little south. But so I run a lot around like the city parks. So of course, Wash Park, Cheeseman City, and then there's like the Highline Canal is kind of like the Santa Fe that you guys have in Colorado Springs, so like that crushed gravel, which is nice. But yeah, I try to get on trail like both weekend days, and then ideally like a Wednesday or Tuesday, like a workout day. I haven't done as well with that this summer. I don't know why. I was just kind of reflecting on that. I'm like, why haven't I been out there as much? But it just makes for a really early morning or like a late evening. But if I do go, usually I'll go to like Morrison or Golden, and they have a lot of options there. I think weekends are more reserved for like Boulder or like a trip to Colorado Springs, like something like that, or a little like deeper into the mountains. But yeah, I think that's one sad part about living in Denver, but it's also like really close to my work, and we love the park, and it's close to our church, things that we like really value. So for now, we're here. But I could see us moving up to like Golden or Evergreen or something like that someday. Yeah.
Super cool. I almost asked the question, like, do you think we'd ever get you back down on the Springs? But it seems like as possible.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe. My parents still live down there, so I could see like, if we had kids or anything, that would be a good option. I think it's also nice to have like a little bit of distance from there, but I also the Springs is gorgeous. I think having Pikes Peak, it's just the mountains are so close there. So we would be open to it for sure.
The access is hard. Yeah, I'm always amazed when you come to our Pikes Peak like board meetings, and I'm like, shit, you gotta drive a whole hour, like sitting on 25 traffic. I'm like, I feel for you. That's rough, man.
I know. I'm like, why did they accept me on the board? Like, I don't know why, but yeah, I try to get down there. I think it's important to be in person if I can, but I know sometimes it's just too much to drive there.
You give me no excuses. Like, I can't go on virtually. Like,
yeah, you guys better not be logging on virtually. Oh my gosh, no, it's okay.
I want to chat with you about Broken Arrow. You rolled the dice at Broken Arrow. Yeah. You went out there. I think you had a great race. I know when we talked about it before, you were being a little harder on yourself, but like, I have to be honest with you, like, dude, that was the deepest 50K we've ever had on American soil. Yeah. What was it like for you? Like, how was the energy? Obviously this wasn't the first time you've been out there. But this year was a little bit different as far as just like all eyes were on this race. Like how did it roll for you?
Yeah. So like last year, I think this is my third year going to Broken Arrow. So the first year I went 3 years ago, I did the 23K, and then last year I did the 46K. This year again. So I think I agree with you. Like way more competitive, of course, because it's a U.S. selection race for Worlds, and I knew it was going to be more competitive. I don't know if I realized like to the depth that it was, but yeah. So last year I finished fifth place. And then this year, 17th. So like quite a big change in placement. Was of course hoping everybody racing that day wanted to like finish higher, of course, unless you were already in the top group. But I ran faster. I mean, the weather was better, but I also think I ran a smarter race. I really stayed on top of like hydration. I think I focused more on like my downhill, strategy of descending was better, but it was really fun. I mean, it's always cool to get to race against like the best in the world and the nation. And those girls like went out really, really fast. That was not in my like plan at all. I wanted to be like maybe top like 10-ish, maybe coming through the first lap, and then at least give myself a chance to like potentially move up. But I was like, honestly, like 20th around there. So still happy that so grateful I got to run, and I think they just run such a good race out there, and the organization and just like the energy and the hype and like the elite housing program makes it so much more affordable than a lot of other races that you travel to. So really glad that I got to go, and overall felt like pretty good during the race. I mean, of course it's hard. It's a lot of climbing and things like that, but yeah, I felt like I paced it a lot better. Still need to work a little bit on some of my descending. I mean, I ran a lot both years, last year and this year, with Amanda Masham. I think I'm saying her last name correctly, but and this year she like passed me. We kind of yo-yo each other, and she was like, "You got better at your descending, but you could still do better." So, is that
what she said?
Yeah. So she's really sweet. Like she's funny and she cracks me up. But
she's the biggest calves I've ever seen on a human in my life. Like I wish I had calves like that.
Oh yeah, I know.
Crazy. Anyway.
Beautiful body. But yeah, I always pass her pretty much on the uphill. And then she always passes me on the downhill. And then I always pass her on the uphill. And then she, so I'm kind of like, dang, I wish this race ended uphill. But yeah. So it was good. It was awesome race. I love that it's like competitive and it's growing the sport, and all the attention that was like on that weekend was really awesome. And especially like leading into Western states and stuff. It's a really cool weekend to be part of.
Yeah. Did you feel any cause I know I talked to a lot of people about this, and some people spectated the Friday VK or ascent, I should say. I'm the type of person when I go to for instance, Broken Arrow, I haven't been there in a few years, but I like to stay away from all the energy just because, and I just want to and then when race day happens, that's the day to do what I got to do. Right. But it's there's so much energy that I feel like you can get caught up in that. Did you go spectate the ascent, or did you kind of stay away, fly in late and do your own thing? What did you do?
Last year we did go. I went to the ascent, but this year I didn't. I kind of was the same feeling of what you're kind of describing, of just I don't really want to be on my feet extra. I know I will be if I go watch. I watched the live feed, which was cool. The Hemmings were kind of narrating a little bit during that. So that was really cool to see. But yeah, I didn't go really. I just kind of went to pick up my bib when it was open and available. And then that was kind of it. We did a little, my husband and I, Travis, went and did one of the film screenings. We went and saw that after we raced Saturday night, but otherwise we kind of stayed away from the village, which is kind of a bummer because it is so fun.
Yeah.
And when the race got closed down, ours did, because it was snowing. So that was also a bummer because we had to get our food and kind of go. But yeah, it was, I kind of stayed away, but I also understand if people went, so awesome to get to see all those athletes and competing and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
Race specifically for you, did you purposely start off easier? Because I know you have experience in the 46K. I feel like so many people start off so stupid fast, and it's you either hold on or you don't. And it's there's a lot of implosions in the first loop usually, or coming into the second loop.
Yeah.
Did you, must have been aware of that and knew okay, I'm going to make moves in the second lap, right?
Yeah. So the based on last year's experience, that did help me come up with a strategy with my coach this year. And so, last year I found myself in first at the top of the first climb, right before we started descending, which was not good. So I didn't really realize I was in, sometimes you're just running and climbing and then you find yourself a little higher than you think, and then it's too late kind of. So this year we planned to okay, let's watch a little bit of heart rate, kind of make sure we're monitoring how our body's feeling, and really kind of hold back a little bit. And so, I did kind of go out slower. I think my coach didn't want me to go out too slow. It's kind of hard to find the balance. So did I go out too slow? I don't know. Also, people just went out so fast. Hard to say, but definitely didn't want to be trying to get in top 5 or something in the beginning of the first lap, because I would have totally died. So
it's riding that line, trying to figure out okay, is this too fast? Is this not? Am I in the mix? Because it's if you don't put yourself in the mix, then you're not going to find yourself in the mix. Yeah.
Right.
It's a tough race to nail. That is a hard one to figure out. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when someone was yelling out placements, kind of at the first lap, and it was you're in 17th, 18th, 19th. And we were all oh, great. Cause you're kind of out of it at that point, but still trying hard. But it's just too far back to move up too much. But
still had a great race. Amazing. And I'm sure you must be stoked on Mammoth. You're doing the 26K, not the 50K, right?
I'm going to do the 50K actually. Yeah. And then I think I'm going to do the ascent too, just for fun. I've never done a VK thing. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I'm so curious. You got to report back. I got to hear all about the Mammoth situation. I have a buddy doing the 200 mile, and I think I'm going to go out there and pace him and hang out. Yeah. And it should be fun. Yeah. See what it's all about.
That's a newer race that they added, right? I think
it is. Yeah. He's, shout out to Teddy Tonelli, Francesco Sinceri, his podcast, the Chasing Trail. If you ever listened to it, it's a hoot. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Let me ask you this. Who are you coached by?
Megan Roach.
Are you coached by Megan Roach? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I feel oh, dude, talk about that experience. What is it like working with, because Megan and David are some
Yeah.
of my favorite humans in the sport. Like obviously
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
some of the best coaches. I feel like I feel like I literally just had Sarah Carter on the podcast before this.
Oh yeah.
She's coached by David. So
No way. That's
literally
awesome.
they coach kind of everybody, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe talk about what it's like working with Megan and kind of that experience.
Yes. Yeah, Megan, I mean, like David, Megan is so positive. I think she's like so encouraging, but still like realistic. Like I think I don't know. I really just appreciate that she like builds me up. I'm like a words of affirmation person. So she's very like positive in like the running log, and like attentive to any, like if I'm feeling any like niggles or like any fatigue or things like that, we'll kind of like problem solve together. But yeah, she's just super positive. I think very, like she has a lot of belief in whoever she's coaching. And I think that goes a long way with a lot of us, especially me, just, that I'm like, okay, Megan believes. She's like tracking me. She's like always engaged with like race day stuff and responsive over text. Or her and I usually like schedule a phone call kind of like a week out from bigger races and just talk through everything. And that's been really nice because yeah, it just kind of allows us to like kind of do a little more back and forth and get like more answers to things that maybe, are a little bit harder to communicate over like text or email. But yeah, I really enjoyed working with her a lot. She is very patient with me. I don't always update my log like super regularly. Like I'll go like 5 days and like update it, but she's like, oh, whatever works. And she works a lot with me and do a lot with my family, like hiking or like kind of like vacationing and things like that. And so she is like totally open to kind of like adjusting things and letting me even move some stuff around if I need to. So for my work or whatever. But yeah, she's just a joy. She's really awesome and like so wise. And I just like love how her and David are like trying to, push the sport forward. And I love how like open they are about like their training and like their philosophy and like all their research and things like that. I think that's like super rare to find in runners. I feel like a lot of runners are so secretive and just kind of like private and like kind of like want to keep information to themselves. And I feel like they're really good about being like, no, we want to like better everybody and at least like put it out there. So yeah, she's wonderful. I love her.
They're amazing. I do, even from their podcast, I learned a ton of information.
Oh my gosh.
Their stuff is like, they put out like, I just listened the other day. It was like one of them that was talking about like, just, I think it was something with strides, like 30-second strides and improving VO2, like only 3 to 4 weeks. And it was like, just like this new white paper that came out. And I was like, damn, like they really like, they're on the up and up. Like they really know their shit. Like they're very, like they really do like pay attention. Like they're very involved with understanding like the latest science, which is really cool. So
yeah, so smart, so engaged with like all the research coming out. Yeah, I think and I love when like she starts laughing or that they crack each other up, and I think that's like so cute. So their dynamic just cracks me up. But yeah,
they are. Great podcast. So one of the cool things about you as well is you are an ambassador for Lululemon, correct?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Like what it's like working with it? Because I know like in the store sometimes you do like not, I don't want to say outreach is the right word, but
yeah, like events and things like that.
Yeah. Maybe talk about it. Like what is that all about?
Yeah, that's been really fun. I think I'm in my second year being an investor. So, yeah, basically like I kind of a couple years ago wanted to like work with some type of brand, with running. And I wasn't good enough to like be able to reach out to like some of the bigger, like maybe trail running brands or something, but Lululemon's like obviously a huge name and brand, and their clothing is like so fun. And it's just like, I don't know, they just really celebrate like the community that they're in. So I applied to be an ambassador with them, and they said yes. So I think partially because I help coach a high school team up here. So I'm an assistant coach at Chaparral High School in Denver. And so I think they liked to see that because I'm like involved in the community. And then like I work here, I run here like, most days and things like that. So yeah, it's been really fun. They basically just want to like partner with their ambassadors in whatever we're passionate about and like kind of make some of our dream events and like community things come to life. So like things that I've done, I did like a trail running, like group run, maybe early summer, like June. And that was kind of to introduce people to their new trail shoes, so the Wild Feel shoe. They're trying to kind of like start a trail running shoe brand or line. So that was really fun. I've done like a goal setting session with like my high school kids, and we're about to do like another one with the high schoolers and do like some product giveaway. And they also like to do like little micro moments with people too. So like sometimes I'll bring in like one or two friends or coworkers or like family member or whoever, neighbor, and they can try like, a new product that just came out, or if they just, sometimes they'll just like, we want to outfit one of your friends. So like bring someone in. So I think I don't know. I think it's a very like generous brand, and they're very like others oriented and like growth oriented, and they just like really value like movement for all people. So it's been fun.
That is so cool. Do you live like close to the store? Like, do you go into the store a lot to do like activations and stuff? Like, it's kind of neat.
I live pretty close. So Cherry Creek Mall. So if you go to Cherry Creek Mall or Park Meadows Mall, both in Denver, my picture is in both of those.
That's why I asked. I guess that's so cool.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of funny. Some people will just like send me a picture.
Take a picture with you.
Yeah, take a picture with me and send it. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're at the mall. But yeah. So my home store is Cherry Creek. So that's like who I'm based at, or where I'm based out of. So I'll go there, and sometimes I'll partner with their events too. Like if they're like, oh, we're doing like a March Madness thing, shop experience for people. So like I went, in March and did that, or things like that. But yeah, I go in like a fair amount. It'd be interesting to talk to them and see if they think I come in enough. But they don't really have any like rules about like, oh, we need you to show your face at this many times. They're very like flexible, and just they just want to support me and like show me love, I feel like. So it's been a really fun group. And yeah, my co-ambassador who's at that store, she does like train. They have like yoga, train and run. And so she's trained, and it's been fun. I've gone to like some of her fitness classes, and yeah, just like a really unique group of people in like the Colorado area, just to like learn from. And just, I don't know, it's fun to like be with some other individuals that aren't just like from work or like just running.
Yeah. No, that's where I was going to go with it. It's like, I don't know, when you're with a bunch of trail runners, like obviously that's all you talk about is trail running, right? It's nice to get like, other folks' perspectives on like how they view your sport, or like how you view their sport. And then, and vice versa. And you could talk about other things. Like there's other things in life than trail running.
Yes.
So yeah,
I know. It's refreshing. I love it.
I appreciate that. No, what a cool brand. And like they've made a big push in the trail, or they've been in the last few years trying to make a big push in the trail, which is really cool. So
yeah, absolutely. They're like Go Further event with all the women a few years ago, just like running like so many miles. That was really cool. And yeah, they're always trying to like, change their product to like fit the needs of what people are wanting. So yeah, I'm excited to see what else they keep coming out with. And yeah, it's just fun.
Super cool. I gotta ask you this. One of the things I find very interesting about you is you give a lot back to your community. You're involved with Pikes Peak on the board. You are a coach. You do an ambassadorship with Lululemon. Like, what does community mean to you? I know this might be a hard question to answer, but like obviously community must mean a lot to you, given all the things that you do to put yourself back into it and give back.
Yeah. I think I definitely think sometimes like doing too many things is probably like counterproductive. So I have had moments where I'm like, okay, am I like doing well in every area, like for my own like standards. But so sometimes it's like, okay, this is maybe too much. But I don't know. I just think it's really important. I love like, like the cross country team. I love like youth runners. Like I love, young kids trying to get out there and push themselves. So I think for me, like that group is like important to me, because I especially like to focus on like the kids that aren't the best runners, because like that was me, and that's like most people aren't going to be winning every race they run. And so I think I try to like focus on those kids that are like, the B team almost, or at least second tier, and like show them like you have value, and like your running is not just your only place of value. And also like, let's see what we can do. Like you never know where you can go with the sport. So I think like that's really important to me, like just to kind of like develop like the next group of runners and kids. I think like Pikes Peak, like that's important to me just because it's like the board, just because I think that race is really cool for the community. I think like, I don't know, that just, it's been around for so long, and it is a pretty small race at times, really tight knit. So I think it's fun to like think about like, how can we grow that? And like, how can we make that like better and like a great experience for so many people? And I think again, like I am passionate about like the elite runners and like obviously have been able to compete at like an elite level in many races, but I also like love the middle of the packer and I love like the last finisher too. Because I think like that's super important to celebrate. And then what else? I guess like Lululemon, that's, we kind of talked about that, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's really important to like kind of look beyond myself. I think running can be a very selfish sport. So I think like it's important to like seek to love others, I think. And that's kind of, I don't know, that's like a strong thing for me with faith too, is just like, it's not just about me. And so I think like if I can like show up to others or bring joy to somebody else, I think that's like great. Then I feel good about like the day and the year.
No, I love it. And the reason I ask, like, let me ask you this, because I've never, even though your mom and dad live in the Springs, I haven't like crossed paths with them at a race yet. But like, did you learn that from mom and dad, or is that very much embedded from faith? Like, because it's just interesting to me. Like, I really appreciate that like thing about you, because you meet a lot of folks. I have a lot of folks on the podcast too, but just like friends and peers, you don't meet too many people that like want to give back to their community. Like, people are very insular like nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like they're more. It's more about like, what can I do for myself, or how can someone help me? But I really appreciate folks that are like more, what can I do for you, and how can I serve my community? Like, that's a really rare trait that you don't see in a lot of people anymore.
Yeah, I think probably a mix. Like my dad still does like trail maintenance stuff. He like, I think both my parents, like in their careers, like they were always like studying to try to be better. Like my dad was an optometrist. He would like go on missions trips. And so he'd be like studying to like see like, okay, this random thing that I'm going to see one time in my career, like I just want to be prepared for it. Like I think he like modeled a really good work ethic. My mom's a coach. She coaches at Carver College for basketball. She's an assistant coach there for the women's team. But so she's always like invested in like youth. And so I think they both kind of like modeled like you got to be involved in like what's going on around you. And then I do think like having the faith like baseline, that's my whole family has that too, but just like, why are we here? Like I believe like I'm here to like show love to others and like point others to Jesus basically. So that's why I'm like, okay, let's like take an opportunity to like get involved with some other stuff. So yeah. And my husband really encourages that too. I think so. We've had a little conversation since we've gotten married about like, okay, do we need to give something up? Is it maybe too much? Because like when it's just me, I can do, I can film my nights and stuff. But now being married, I'm like, okay, that's also like something I really want to invest in, obviously. So we're kind of working through that a little bit. But yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's a constant like try to figure out like the wife and I have conversations about this a lot. Like, what is too much? How do you balance everything? Yeah, it's a tricky thing, because you want to make sure you make time for them, and also, like, make time for everything and everybody. It's the balancing act it's hard to get right.
Yeah. I mean, you're similar because you do a lot of things too, like outside of just like your job and running, like you work full time, you're running full time training, you're doing this, like you're on the board, all the other things. So yeah, you can relate.
It's interesting. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I didn't have to relate, but yeah, no, I get it. All right. So one thing I want to ask about you is like, you seem like you're in such a good place with running. Like you seem like running is a very healthy thing for you. Like a lot of people like put so much pressure on themselves, and it seems very unhealthy to a lot of folks where it should be healthy. Like that's just me viewing you from the outside and knowing you. Would you agree with that? Like you have a healthy relationship with running?
I think like for the most part, I think it'd be interesting, to ask like family, like ask my husband that and my parents, maybe be like, do you think, because I think they probably hear a lot more of my like frustrations or like, I think I used to do a lot of like, I would compare a lot on like Strava. I think Strava is really fun. I think it's also like can be really dangerous to compare a lot on that. And I would like sometimes before races, like really be researching like who else is in the field, like who else, which can be fun, but I think also damaging sometimes to like the confidence or, so I think in like the last like year or two, I've been really like not really paying attention to like start lists, like not looking at Strava. I barely like post, like update it. I think it just like automatically uploads, but I don't like write a ton on there. So I think that's been really helpful. And the high school coach I like coach with, he always talks about like, comparison is like the thief of joy, basically. So it's like, if you're going to compare, like you're going to be frustrated and you're going to lose some of your joy for the sport. So I'm trying to like take that to heart more. I think I still get like frustrated sometimes when I'm like, oh, I wish I was doing better. Or like, what, and then you kind of step back and you're like, you're trying your best. That's all you can do. And like, I also know like, I have some talent, but I'm not going to be an Olympian. I'm just not. Like, I know that, and that's okay. Like, I think it's still worth like pushing hard in the sport and stuff, and like trying to PR. And like, I don't think that's just like, oh, well, like, it doesn't matter. But I think still giving your best. But I also think if you're giving your best, like, that's all you can do. So I think I've just tried to like take that to heart more.
No, I agree. It's a difficult balance. Like, I find myself, I only follow 5 people on Strava. I'm very picky and choosy about, and I don't go on Strava and look at other people's stuff because I just don't want it to mess with my psyche. I used to look at start lists. I don't look at start lists anymore. Like, I just want to show up knowing that like I prepared the best I possibly could. Whatever happens. If I have a shitty race, then hey, that's on me. And that's what the only thing, just control what you can control. Because if you get caught up in that comparison is the thief of joy stuff, like, it's like, yeah, you can, you see what other people are doing for workouts and, oh, this person's faster than me, or this, that, and the other. And it's like, you're just going to get in the cycle of never just being happy with, where you're at and working towards it,
Yeah, totally. I think that's really important. I think I think that's hard in injury. I'd be interested to hear how you've done that, like even in the last like month or so, because I think that's hard when you're injured too, and you're just like kind of waiting.
I deleted the app. I didn't even go.
That's good. That's good.
Totally got off of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's fun like once you're coming back, because it's like, oh, you can see the numbers drop, and it's like things come back actually like surprisingly quick. I'm like, oh,
that's awesome.
This is legit. Yeah, I was like, this whole aerobic system is a cool thing. Yeah. But that said, like, yeah, when you're, you see, especially like, I really was hoping to race Centipede. I really wanted to do some early Cirque Series races. And you see people doing stuff and you're like, damn, I wish I could be there. And it's like, you love the sport so much, and it's like, you just want to be, with your people. And if you can't be there, it's a bummer, but hey, it makes you appreciate it when you actually get to the start line healthy. It makes you just like, it gives you a whole different idea of like, man, I'm just happy to be here,
Yeah, like try not to waste any of those opportunities when you're like feeling strong. I think that's really good. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What you've done a lot in your career. Like you've had so many like amazing races. Is there anything like you haven't done yet race wise that you want to get to? Like, is there any like European races or any North American races? Like, is there anything like it's like a bucket list race that you'd love to do?
Yeah. I mean, I think like what first comes to mind is like maybe distances. Like, I think I would like to try to go like longer. I think I'm like getting into the hype. I don't know if everybody else is, but like the 100-mile hype, I'm like, oh my gosh, like after watching like Western States and things like that, I'm like, I'm in, I'm so sold. And then I'm like, do I want to be that hot and like that tired for that, or like things like that? I don't know. So I think longer, I would love to do 100-mile in my life. My husband would say, no, you're not allowed, but he gave me a hard time, but he just raised Leadville last year. But so I think I want to run further. And then I think it would be fun to go, like, I would even just love to go watch like UTMB or do any of that, like those races kind of in that time period out there, just like to see some more of that trail. I haven't raced in Europe at all. So I think that would be really fun. I've heard it's like super steep, like technical. So yeah, probably it would be fun to do something international. But yeah, we'll just kind of see like timing wise. I want to keep running, like, I want to run like another, marathon PR, like on a road or things like that. But I think right now maybe focusing on going like a little further. Yeah.
Ooh,
what about you? I need to hear yours.
Bucket list for me is probably Series and All. That's a race I'd love to do. Yeah, Series and All or Zagama, or I don't know. And then I start like, once I say Series and All, then I say Zagama, and then I start opening up my brain to like a million different races. But I say probably the top one. Or you know what? There's also like VKs that I'd love to do. Like, I love uphill running.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. I don't know. Mount Marathon's another one. I'm probably gonna do that. I'll do that one next year. Just stuff like that. I can. We'll see where Pikes is at next year, but like Pikes is also, got to throw that one on the list at some point in time and stuff like that. But yeah,
we can get you an entry.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll get you an entry. I'll advocate for you.
I appreciate that. I don't know. At this point, Kathy and Michael probably are like, nope, get this guy out of here.
No.
But no, in all seriousness, it's like I don't know, it's such a cool sport and there's so much to do. So it's like, especially now, like I'm old, I'm 34, the clock's ticking. So it's like start getting to more stuff as I start to age out of like anything that would be like competitive. So yeah.
Well, there's still hope. There's still, who won? Was it
Joe's
Oh my
old.
God, Hard Rock or something.
Yeah, and Ludovic Pomeroy. Yeah, Ludo's like
Yes.
50, he's like 49, 50. So
Crazy. That's
yeah.
cool to see. I love that.
There's longevity. Like, and I think where things are at now, I don't know, the way technology is, like, I'm just now like coming back from injury. I'm starting to like really lean into, for the first time ever, like getting hardcore about like recovery stuff that like I never used to do before. I know you can understand this as a PT, like everything from like I almost said microneedling. What is it? The
dry needling.
Dry needling. Yeah, I've gotten really into that, and that's helped a ton. Just all kinds of stuff. Yeah, cold plunge. Do the cold plunge now.
Yes.
Sleep. I sleep a lot. Yeah, sleep is important. But all that stuff. But
absolutely.
Well, listen, Sarah, I think we're pretty close to an hour. All right, so let's get to some ending questions. I've got some fun ones for you. The first one is who inspires you?
Ooh. That's a good one. Who inspires me? I think I would say, unless I have to stick with like a runner, but he might be mad at me for this, but my brother really inspires me a lot. He does actually run. He's like a big dude. He's in the Navy. He flies helicopters, and he is just like this massive dude that really trains so hard to run marathons, like road marathons, and just like workhorse, like complete, like, just so mentally tough. And always like, he always believes in the others around him and stuff. And so I think, I don't know, he's just really, really strong, just mentally and physically, but really awesome dude. Everybody loves him. Everybody. So I think he's my inspiration. A lot of times when I'm working out, I'm like, okay, if he can do this and like drag his body through all that he does, I think I need to keep pushing.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good one. Super cool. I get asked the music question. Do you listen to music in workouts, like running workouts?
I haven't for a while. I listen to like during like easy stuff. Easy days, I will listen to like, like I'll listen to your podcast. I'll listen to,
thanks.
David and Megan. I listen to a lot of like audiobooks, probably more than music right now. But yeah, definitely not on workouts. I like to just like, I just don't even bring my phone or like headphones.
Oh, I like that. I like that. See, like I'm the opposite. Easy stuff. Okay. I don't listen to music, but like if it's a track workout, I gotta have something going. Yeah, like I hate listening to myself breathing heavy. Like it's so
you race with music or no?
No, I don't race with music. In fact, it's funny. Like I hadn't raced in a while, and then I went and raced Killington, and like obviously race effort feels different than most things, and it's like, man, you start getting going, and you're listening to yourself breathe, and you're like, shit. I hate this.
Like, oh, God.
I hate myself. I hate everyone here. I just want to quit like this.
I want to be done.
Yep. Just want to be. It's the ripping the Band-Aid off is so much fun. But it's that listening to yourself breathe is awful. Do you have like a hype up song though? Like, do you listen to like anything before races or anything like that?
Honestly, no.
Nope. Interesting.
Yeah, I am not a music. It's so bad. I like am not cultured. I feel like in that way. I just like do not listen to music. And if I do, everybody's gonna hate me for this. I listen to like country music.
That's cool. Listen, my dad likes country. Everybody, listen, I've been on country kicks before. All right.
Yeah. So right now though, like truly, like nothing. I can't even tell you. Like last time I like opened Spotify besides like podcast stuff.
Cool. All right. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
I've never asked you this, and it's hard for me to get a read on you about this. Are you super competitive, or like on a scale of like 1 to 10? Like, where do you fall on that scale?
Yeah, I think I like come across like very like sweet, kind, nice, but at least I think. But yeah, I think I'm pretty competitive. I would say like 10. Like I do not like to lose at like board games. I don't like to, like I do not like people like cheating on things. I don't like, I don't know. I'm pretty competitive. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like hidden beneath like the nice exterior. Inside is just like, it's in there.
All right. So when you're playing board games with the husband, he's in fear. Then he doesn't win.
Yeah. I mean, I won't be like mean or angry, but I'm like, I definitely want to win. Like, I'm not just going to be like, like even when I work at Craig Hospital, and so I like work with patients with like brain injury, spinal cord injury. So like we'll be playing games sometimes, and like I want to win that too. I'm like, Sarah, this kid. Yeah. Take a breath. It's okay. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah.
Well, listen, Sarah, thank you so much for coming on. This is a great conversation. Hopefully the first of many. I always love having you on the pod. We're going to do an in-person. I think we should do one at like Colorado Running Company. We should do like a convo. Maybe after Mammoth. I think that would be kind of fun.
Okay.
Do a race debrief, talk about your time there. And yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Super cool.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
What'd you guys think? Oh man, what a great episode. Thanks, Sarah, so much for coming on the podcast. Like I said, I really appreciate it. And the best way you can support Sarah is if you want to give her a follow on Instagram. You can find her at Sarah, Sarahh, Kushner, so 3 R's. Yeah, just type in Sarah Kushner, you'll find her, and give her a follow. Let her know what you thought about the episode. Yeah, she's a beast. Amazing athlete in her own right. And yeah, just amazing for what she does for the community. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star rating and review on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you consume your podcasts. We would greatly appreciate that. That's how we can continue telling the stories of all these amazing athletes. Guys, tonight it's going to be a big night. We've got at 11 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, the second half of, I should say both halves of the Steep Stuff podcast collaboration with the SubHub. Big stuff. Really excited for that. It's going to be the State of Sub Ultra dropping tonight at 11 p.m. Part 1 will be dropped on the SubHub podcast. Part 2 will be dropped on the Steep Stuff podcast. So keep an eye out on that. It's like a cross promotional kind of thing. So we can promote both podcasts. It's kind of dope. Yeah. Danny and MK are amazing. So appreciate them for bringing me on. So guys, have a great rest of your week. Thanks so much. Tune in. People, what's going on? It is summer, guys. Super exciting. Adventures in the mountains, summer races. It's about that time to start thinking about your gear. I want to say our brand partner, Ultimate Directions, got you guys covered. Pop on over to ultimatedirection.com. Check out a whole quiver and new vests and belts that have just dropped. Pop on over to check out the new race and ultra vests. Race vest in a 6-liter, the ultra vest in a 12, and beautiful new aesthetic colorways. Definitely dynamic and stretchy, cool new materials. Definitely something that can definitely buff out your kit for 2025. On top of that, we did just drop a brand new pole quiver that's compatible for all of these vests. Definitely something you're going to want to add. And if you're not a vest person, pop on over to the belt section. You can check out the utility belt and the comfort belt. The utility belt is a little bit more of an ultra belt, more storage capacity, a little bit thicker, and ability to hold poles. The comfort belt's a little bit smaller. Think sub ultra or workout maybe oriented belt that's going to hold your gels and your phone. Still super durable, but just a little bit tinier for those smaller adventures or maybe shorter races like a Cirque Series race or something like that in the mountains. So pop on over to ultimatedirection.com. They have you covered for all your hydration solutions. Use code SteepStuffPod for 25% off. Again, that's SteepStuffPod, one word, for 25% off. Ultimate Directions got you covered. And if you have any questions, shoot me a DM. Let me know. I'd be happy to answer any product-related questions for you guys. So thanks so much. Check out Ultimate Direction.